Hi, you guys. Leanne Holitza here. All right, as always, give me your thumbs up in the comments that you can hear me, because I'm still living in this internet land where it doesn't necessarily want to work for me. So if you get me a comment, thank you, thank you again. Okay, today, you guys, we are using the secret language of light to do your one-on-ones, and we're going to start with the yantra as always. If you haven't done this before, and sorry, something fell on the floor. You haven't done this before. I'm Leanne Holitza. I am an intuitive healer. I do energy readings, teach people about how to manage their own energy, and I am going to give you your weekly forecast for what the energy is looking like. I will be doing a collective reading for all of us. That will be the start of your reading. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, which will be your first card. You'll pick what number resonates. And then if you type me, please, in the comments, I will get you a card that's specifically for you. If we see cards 3 times in a row, it becomes a collective message. So I would recommend staying till the end, even if you get a card, just because we are going to hit on themes that are going to be about the week, and it starts to kind of build on itself. And then I also do put up a little summary um, on like TikTok and Instagram and things like that, just kind of revealing what this week is about if you miss this ever. And of course, normally, if everything's going well, there's a full replay too. So using jet today. Jet is petrified wood. It's really good for helping with like traumatic experiences or feeling kind of just shocked. And then I'm also using the emerald spray, which is for recovery. So you can kind of hear that there's a little bit of a theme going on already, working with kind of helping you recover or shift from things that might have been happening that are kind of felt shocking, but maybe they're starting to be less shocking. Okay. All right, here we go. Happy birthday, Courtney. You are at the bottom of the list, and I will definitely get to you, though, because I normally make it all the way through, but I'm going to go down from the top. Okay, here we go. This is our first card. Ooh, this week's focusing on returning to love, returning to why you do things, loving things into existence, loving into your mind and your ideas and your creativity. This is all going to be really important this week. We just had a really fabulous new moon, so it's great timing. All right, the helper card, evolution sideways. What this is saying is that change is already happening. See, this is kind of the tip of the iceberg picture. And whether you know it or not, whether you can see the evolution or not yet, it's happening. Okay. And if you can kind of sink into being with the evolution instead of doing all the time, you're going to start to be able to see that things start to unfold in a way that are really beautiful and really wonderful ways that you can actually begin to just celebrate and not always have to try so hard. Okay. And the end of the week, we're going to be working on our vision. All right. So it seems like a positive week, you guys. So the vision card is basically saying by the end of the week, you're going to have a clear vision of what you want and a little more information about how to proceed. So sounds good so far. Let's do the 1, 2, 3s. Now, if you're watching this later, this is another way you can interact with this information. If you're watching live, this is your first card. Thanks to both of you, both sets of you doing that. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now just kind of feel in. Okay. Now, if you picked one, you're going to get 2 cards. The first one is Nourish, which is really great reminder when you get the cards that we have with the vision and the love. And the second one is Insight. Okay. So when you nourish and take care of yourself and you feel into a little more of that abundant energy, then you can give yourself a chance to really let your intuition to speak to you, be a little more clear with you. Okay. If you picked 2, you're going to want to create some space. Now, this is sacred space sometimes, like in your house, in your office, where you can just feel at peace. When we don't take care of our spaces, you start to see it and you start to feel it. So tend to your spaces this week if you got this, if you picked 2. If you picked 3, you're going to be working on the soul journey. Basically, the message saying that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Take your pace. a little bit smoother and a little bit more in your natural cadence rather than push, push, push. There's no end to this really, so why rush through it to the end? Just be with the process, okay? All right, let's get your me pleases going. Going to start with Stephanie R. You're at the top there with your two little red hearts. Okay, your focus is going to be focus. Okay, so this is just basically this was the theme last week too, you guys. Staying really focused on your intentions, making sure you're speaking into reality what you want to have happen, and then make sure that as you're dedicating yourself to those things, that you are not spending too much time dwelling on something that takes you off focus or it's a distraction. Okay. Cara and Tatiana. Cara, you got to work on your inner voice this week. Okay. You gotta. Sounds like something I shouldn't say, right? You have to do this. Karmically speaking, I'm just suggesting it. Your guides are just suggesting it. It's your inner voice is really important, you guys. When you can talk to yourself kindly internally, then that is when you can actually find space to kind of love yourself into more of a manifesting space, having your own back. Okay. So check that tone of voice internally. Make sure that you are using the tone of voice you would use on all the ones that you love. Tatiana, you're going to be working with your authentic truth. That's simply just saying you're going to be authentic. You're going to go into your alignment with who you are and not who anybody else is telling you to be or what's cool. You're just going to be you. And that's going to work out pretty good this week with that whole love alignment that we have. All right, Nicole, miss you too. Hope everything's calming down in your world. Okay, Nicole, you've got grounding. All right, so it's time to really bring things down into the earth. Okay, so making sure you're embodying and coming all the way down into a place that feels like you're part of the earth consciousness, not just in your head, not just in the ether, but actually embodied this week. Really important. Heidi M., you're working with the inner revolution. Ooh, inward revolution is going to be lots of big things happening on the inside this week for you. I always find it really good to be documenting that because sometimes you need to celebrate how much you've changed. And sometimes it's hard to see when you're in the thick of it. Okay. All right. Denise S., oh, you're going to work on grounding too. Okay. So be on the lookout, you guys. This could be one of our themes. But basically, really taking yourself into your physical form a little more solidly. Visualizing, you guys, one of my 5 tools of protections is to put that grounding cord on. I like to have it the shape of a double helix. Let's see if I can show you that. That's a double helix. Okay. Now, as if you have this energy that can run from your tailbone all the way down to the center of the earth, and it's hollow, but it's spinning. Okay. And it's bringing you into awareness that the earth is working in concert with you and that you can discharge energy down and you can bring energy up at the same time from the earth. You can give it a try. This is one of the things that I'm working on with, I have a membership site I'm working on called Energy on Purpose. These are things, little tips that I'm going to try to give you guys to take care of your energy because it's important. Kimberly S., oh, you're also in an inward revolution. Oh, look and see, there's a double helix in there. Oh, see, I know what I'm talking about. All right, you guys, this is like literally reprogramming yourself, okay? Giving yourself the chance to see that not only are you a human, but you are an energetic being. You have electricity going through you. You are insightful. Just really be getting in touch with that this week and write it down. Janelle and Donnie. Janelle, you're working with your soul name. And really what that's asking you to do is to kind of remember who you are before you're Janelle, okay? Before you're a nurse, before you're a wife, before you're whatever label you've got for yourself, okay? So just giving yourself an opportunity to just get back to I am my higher name, myself as a divine being. Get in touch with that. Easier said than done sometimes, I know. Donnie, you're going to want to create space. If you picked 2 at the beginning, you're going to do this double it down. This is the second time we've seen this card, you guys. Creating space, making room inside yourself, making sure that the space in your life is taking care of you by being nice and set up the way you want, where you feel comforted. If you need to clean things out, go ahead and do it. Burnout proof leaders. You are working with your sensitivity. Okay, so remember that empath support that you know about. This is the week to use it, okay? Because I really like that we can be sensitive beings and be protected in our sensitivity. Think, the beautiful rose that is got its thorns to protect it. It's, there's an invitation from the rose to the bees as it opens, but you cannot force the opening. So this week, just kind of be gentle with yourself. Jenny V, you're working with the divine feminine energy. Okay. So one of the things about the divine feminine energy is that it's about being, it's about gestating, it's about we, not I. So really focusing on that for you this week. Okay. Melissa and Shannon. Melissa, nourish. If you picked one at the beginning, you're doubling down here, okay? So time to really do the things that soothe you, okay? And give you more nourishing energy. And the guides are kind of saying definitely avoid the things that you know are not going to nourish you this week. Intentionally focus on staying in the nourished energy. Shannon, you're going to work with healing. Okay. So it's very general, but you can kind of see there's this image of this person having this huge angelic insight. So this is you waking up to a little bit more of your energetic self and a little bit more about what it is to be an energetic being in a human experience. So that'll be cool. Sometimes it's healing that separation where you're like, oh yeah, I am separate from source, but only in my experiment that I am me and my ego. All right, Janice, let go. I hope this is supportive to you. I know sometimes this can be just let go, and you're like, how? But this card is definitely saying, you could ask for Archangel Michael's sword to cut things. You can ask for just help from the universe. Let the guides know you need help to let go this week, and it will be good to just surrender a bit. Tanya, you're also working with the divine feminine. So a little more being, a little more pausing, a little more watching. That kind of goes with the collective energy that we started off with, where it says the evolution is already happening. You can't force it. Okay. All right. Diane, you're working with variance. Basically, what this card is saying is enjoy that there's things around you that drive you crazy because there's contrast, and the contrast gives you what Abraham Hicks would call the rockets of desire, launching the rockets of desire, right? So the variance helps you notice what else is possible, and then it helps you decide what you actually want. So sorry, but your guides are telling you to be happy with the things that feel crunchy and against what you want to be happening. Max, you're working with your inner voice too. Okay. Second time we've seen this card. Be kind to yourself about this process. You've got a lot of work that's already been done to integrate, and it's really good time to give yourself a chance to just change that inner dialogue and how you're talking to yourself. If you need reassurance, give it to yourself. Your guides just said. Tiff, you're working with your soul craft. Okay. So your soul craft is going to be about really being in alignment with the things that you actually came here to do for fun, and your divine inspiration that'll spark. Being in alignment with whatever that is. And it's probably the thing you've always done as a kid, when you were little, when you were creative, whenever you're playful. What is the thing that you most like to do and give to the world that really doesn't make you lose anything because you expand as you give it? Okay. Robin, you're going to work with visualizing. That was going to be the end of the week with the vision of first card anyways, but this is now time for you to really work on, seeing it as if it's already happening, giving yourself some ideas. What kind of clothes would you wear? What kind of smile would you have on your face? What kind of people would be around you when it's already happening? Spend some time meditating and visualizing your things that you want. Okay, Chris, you're going to meditate. So maybe both of you can visualize and meditate together. Meditation is going to be really important for you this week. It might be a good thing for you to seek out some guided meditations, in particular around surrender. And I've been getting that message too. So I'm pot calling the kettle right now. You've got so surrender. Austin, you're working with healing. Second time we've seen this. Okay, remembering that you are bigger than the moment. You are bigger than the thing that feels like it's never going to end. You are bigger than the struggles. Okay, so heal that and heal the separation that then creates that relationship with your higher self. Okay, however that works for you, whatever resonates for you on that. Hannah and Danielle. Hannah, nothing's gone wrong. Okay. Everything's just as it is. Everything's just as it was. And it's just expansive. It's just experience. Sometimes it feels wrong, but it doesn't actually mean it is wrong. Okay. So this week, just kind of embrace, I don't know why this is happening. And nothing's gone wrong. Okay. Danielle, you're going to work with your alignment. Okay. So, what I would say with this is whatever practice you have that gets you into alignment with yourself, with your chakras, if you know what those are, with your subtle bodies, if you know what those are, just giving yourself a chance to really learn how to get in alignment. That's one of the things you guys I teach in Energy Awareness 101 is the anatomy of your energy field and then how to align. But Danielle, basically the message is if you have the intention this week, you can do it. Okay. Eli and Pugsley. Oh, Pugsley. Eli, Vesica Pisces. This to me, this card is really about the kind of the one, the self and the other energy, and just to really stay focused on your individual relationships. This is like the beginning of a creation, the connection between, like, think of the archetype mother, father, child. Couldn't make the child without both a mother and a father. Okay, and that's just an archetype that I'm addressing. So when you talking about mother, father, and then what is the child of the things that you're trying to create, that's the focus. The single creation points with singular people this week. Okay, don't necessarily go out to the large crowds. And Pugsley is working with divine masculine energy, coming back to the single self, coming back to the place where you can kind of just feel into the me. Okay, that's what that energy is bringing. Okay, Taryn, soul family. Okay, so these are getting in touch with the people that are your chosen families. Okay, so sometimes we're born into families that aren't super supportive of us, and other times something just fell off my desk. I don't even know what. Other times there's is the peanut obsidian. Maybe it wants to play, you guys. Oh, okay. So just let yourself be aware that you can be around the people you choose to be around and feel into the fact that you have soul family, and it can be something beyond the genetic family. Okay. Sam, you're working with variants too. You and Diane can fill in the crunchy parts. This is things around you that you don't like, things around you that are different than what you are. Those are sometimes the most powerful, helpful places that you can be in. Okay. So, because they give you lots of information, you don't have to live the part you don't want to live to know about it. Okay. That's cool. Isn't that nice? You don't have to live all the terrible things in order to know about the terrible things. You can just say, wow, it's over there. And I'm not going to do that. All right. Kimberly and Juan Carlos. Kimberly, whispers for you. Okay, so listening to the subtle energies, listening to how the energy wants you to hear it, but not in the loud, not in the shouting. Watch the little subtle signs, the 111s on the clocks, the just little hints, the feather in the ground, whatever it is. Just let the universe whisper this week to you. Juan Carlos, you are working on divine masculine as well, coming back to the self. The divine masculine is the self. It's the destroyer, but not the bad destroyer, the destroyer to make room for like the seeds to be planted in the garden. It's the energy of do. It's the energy of getting it done and protection, okay, of what is to be created. So focusing on that this week. Lisa, you're working with your alignment. Okay. So just whatever work does that for you, bring it a little bit more into focus this week. Maybe put it on the agenda, and not just once a day, but maybe a couple times a day, or put it on your alarm or something to align. Okay. Cynthia. Oh, I shuffled. So this is third time's a charm for us all, you guys. All right. So I'm going to get the book out just to make sure I can give you a little extra inspiration. Okay, so here's the inspired reflection and action. Enlightenment or alignment is when your thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony. So now this is third time's the charm. So this is for all of us to be working on our alignment, you guys. Alignment sounds like a plan. If you don't know how to do that, I recommend figuring out a source to learn it from. There's lots of books out there. Like I said, I teach a class. So focusing on whatever it is that brings you into alignment. Okay, Joe, you're working with variance, which is the third time's a charm. Okay, that crunchy bit that says, okay, I don't necessarily love everything that's going on around me. And that might be for my own good to see different ways things can go down. Okay, so here is the inspired actions for you. Be willing to see beyond your point of view. Don't believe everything you think. Be mindful of the thoughts you choose to participate with. Are they help or hindrance in creating your dreams? Learn about the culture or religion you know nothing about. Knowledge is power and removes fear. All right, you guys, that's for all of us. Be in the bits that, feel crunchy, okay? Ian, Kay, and Charlie. Ian, soul tree for you. Okay, so this is really about being in the idea that you are the only one behind your eyes. Nobody's lived your life. You have, and it's time to get back to that wisdom of what's behind your eyes that you know that maybe nobody else knows. Okay. Okay, you're working with your inner voice. Third time's a charm on that one, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to read it. I'm going to give you a little bit more information. So this is for all of us. We have some variance. We're working with our alignment. Okay, here it is. Do you have goals and focus your attention, or do you drift aimlessly through your days hoping for something better to arrive? When you notice negative self-speak in your mind, say peace, love, or calm. It may seem a bit weird, but it'll snap your mind from negativity to other possibilities. Choose a crystal to make your companion on your journey. Ask it where it would like to go and what it would like to do. It is with you for a reason. Okay. That's for all of us, you guys. If you're local, we do have a crystal shop here. It's not open today, but Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays typically. Come pick out a crystal for your journey. Charlie, I already know, okay, you have lots of crystals for your journey. If you have a peanut obsidian, I would maybe get one out, or a jet. Charlie, you're working with letting it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. Any obsessive thoughts, anything that you feel like it's not necessarily serving you, just let it go. Clean out those closets, clean out those thoughts, and just let some stuff go. Okay? All right. Kelly and Matthew. Good news. Good news. Okay, Kelly, you're working with color. So vague of your guides, right? Is that good news or not? Who knows? Who knows? It says be intentional about what you surround yourself with, what you wear, what color your underwear is this week. Just be sure to make it sure that it aligns with how you want to feel, and don't put the colors around you unconsciously this week. You might even visualize putting color around you, arm's length in all directions. Matthew, you're having an awakening. Okay. So whatever's happening for you this week, it's going to wake you up. It's going to give you some new information, and it's going to open your eyes to what is really happening. So give it some time, go slow, because sometimes we are going so fast, we miss it. Okay. Especially in the awakening part. So just let it show you what it is. Christy, you're working with the whispers. Okay, so the universe wants you to just listen to the subtle, listen to the quiet. It's not going to want to scream at you this week. It's wanting you to notice where it's in it's the fine details, okay? Kira, you're going to work with grounding, okay? So I talked about that double helix energy. You're going to want to really get embodied this week, okay? Stay grounded. Whatever practice you got to get that done. Finn, you're going to work on, and third time's a charm, you guys, Finn's bringing create space. All right, so this is being able to get away from the things that are making you upset, be able to clean up your space so that you feel held by your space. And here I'm going to read it. Ready? Each time you breathe out, imagine you are making space for soul wisdom. Breathing in and breathing out. And when you breathe in, you feel yourself receiving the wisdom. Once a week for a half an hour, have a cleaning and clearing bath by adding 1 cup of Epsom salts and a few drops of lavender essential oil to the warm water, or whatever oil works for you. Operate these spaces in between everything. The space defines the physical. All right? The space defines the physical. Give things space. Space in conversations, space in your world. Third time's a charm for all of us on that now. Aaron T. You're working with Soul Tree. So that's, if you heard what was going on for Ian, this is basically only you live behind those eyes. Give yourself a chance to see that you are going to have the wisdom that the world needs from you if you can share it from a place of just knowing only you can see what you can see. Mountain River Therapeutics, you are bringing alignment back to us for the 4th time. Okay, so let's read a little bit more just to see if there's some more messages for us to have. It says your soul is your biggest fan. It knows the truth of who you are and loves you unconditionally. It is continuously streaming this information to you. To tune in, your body, mind, and spirit must all agree in the now. The now. We all have to be in the now. Body, mind, and spirit. Sometimes it's hard when we're kind of going through a lot. So that's for all of us again. Reminder to be in alignment. Tommy, you are going to work with the whispers, which brings the third time's a charm. Lots of messages this week. Last week we had like 1 card that wanted to be heard. This week we got all kinds of cards. All right, here's a little bit of more information for you guys. Research and listen to brainwave entrainment meditation music. Use it as an addition to your regular meditation practice and help expand your inner voice, world, and soul connection. Stretch your hearing by actively listening. Be fully present as you listen to others without judgment. When you are listening, resist the urge to jump in with an answer. Before going to sleep, place a small amethyst crystal in the middle of your forehead for 2 minutes and ask for the insight to come through your dreams. Then place the crystal near your bed. All right, some crystal information in these books. All right, let's see. We're getting there. We're almost done, but we still have time. Kalina, Alexis, Kira, Ryan, Crystal, Isabel. I see all you guys. I'm coming. Marita. Okay. Oh, Marita, you're throwing out the big decision on me. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just see what the card is when we get there. Okay. All right. So seriously wonderful, Courtney. Bring in the whispers again. Okay. Just what we just said. Bring in it again and again. Listen, listen, listen. Okay. It's always good when you're in your solar return to just kind of check in and listen anyways. Happy birthday. All right. Third time's a charm for the inward revolution. Lori, you brought it all for us. There's the double helix. Okay, everybody. This week sounds like it's going to be a big week. Walk a labyrinth as a conscious ritual for growth. Dance in spinning spirals like the whirling dervishes who dance with symbolic cosmic dance of the universe. Paint spirals, draw spirals. That's totally the double helix coming up, you guys. Inner revolution. I always say take some journal, take some notes, and celebrate. Well, because sometimes inner revolutions can be a lot. Kalina, you're working on remembrance, okay? So you're kind of waking up to some things that you remember from past lives, things that you know about. Again, good time to journal, good time to write down because sometimes it flies by and we forget it. So you're going to be remembering. Alexis, Kira, and Ryan. Alexis, third time's a charm for grounding, you guys. I'm not even going to read this one because this is so obvious. I want to make sure I get time for everybody. Everybody get grounded. Ground yourselves. Double helix is a good way to do it. All right. So just stay grounded this week. Kira, you're going to work with nourish, which is also third time's a charm, you guys. So getting yourselves into a space where you feel nourished and held and feel good all day, every day. Ryan, you're going to work with your soul family. Okay. So this is making sure that the people around you are connected to your highest truth, your highest good, and there's obligatory relationships can be curbed a little bit this week. You can work on the people who nourish your soul. Crystal, joy for you. It's pretty simple. Just be in joy as much as you can. Be in alignment with the things that make you joyful. Genevieve, you're going to work with soul writing. Okay, so you're going to do some writing this week. Journals, storytelling, whatever makes sense, but get that written. Okay, and then Isabel, you're working on your inner voice. Just like this is 4 times a charm. This card was for all of us, you guys. Inner voice. Use nice voices on yourself, on the inside of your head. Speak nicely to yourself. Okay, Chris, you got grounding. Stay grounded, get in your body. That's 5th time for us to hear for as a group, okay? So everybody get grounded. Marita, now with the intention that maybe this will help you with your week, but don't just settle into it. Here we go. There is only light. This just basically means that even the shadows that get casted, they get casted because there's light. So there really isn't a bad decision necessarily. It's going to bring you on a lighted path. So give yourself a little bit of a like, you'll be okay. If you want to do it, do it. Okay. Miranda Z, you are my last one. And then I will do my husband. Color. Intentionally working with color this week. Intentionally wear the colors that make you feel good. Surround yourself with the colors that have meaning. Maybe work on meditating with color. Okay. All right. And then my husband, Matt. 3rd time's a charm on this one too, you guys. Soul tree. You're the ones behind your eyes. The world needs your vision. The world needs to know how you see things because you're here for a reason too. And so giving yourself that time and that acknowledgement that I have something important to see and say, it's a pretty good thing to do for the world. So you guys, we got so many cards this week. Whew, I can't even say that how we're going to kind of put this all together, but all I can say is align with your highest truth. Know that if you stay grounded and embodied in that highest truth, you can accomplish way more. And remember the vision card at the end of the week. See what that brings as far as clarity. All right, you guys. I hope this was helpful. I'm glad the internet worked today. Go be amazing. Bye.